that you learned in the last lesson. Do you remember that to ask someone how old he or she is, we ask how many years you have, which gets translated as ¿Cuántos años tienes? We omit the do here as it does not get translated into Spanish. The question form do you have is actually just a statement you have with double question marks, where you have translates to tienes. Once again, how old are you literally means how many years do you have, which becomes ¿Cuántos años tienes? Great! To respond to how old are you, we say, I am so many years old. For example, if you are 8, you will say, I am 8 years old. I am 8 years old literally becomes I have 8 years. In Spanish, I have becomes tengo. 8 is translated as ocho, and years becomes años. Therefore, I am 8 years old becomes tengo ocho años, which literally means I have 8 years. Excellent! Let's now revise how to tell dates in Spanish by taking an example. Hoy es el 8 de enero. Hoy es means today is. The structure in Spanish is el, then number, except for first, then de, and the name of the month. We say el 8 de enero, which means the 8th of January, or January 8th. Moving on, let's revise the phrase, when is your birthday? When is your birthday becomes ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? Remember, when translates to cuando, and birthday becomes cumpleaños. Therefore, your birthday becomes tu cumpleaños. So our sentence, when is your birthday, becomes ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? Awesome! Now let's look at an example for telling when our birthday is. We will translate my birthday is on the 25th of March. My birthday is the 25th of March translates to mi cumpleaños es el 25 de marzo. Great! Today we will practice the usage of ser and usage of estar. We learned about ser and estar earlier and saw their basic usage. Today we will practice the usage of ser and estar further and understand the differences between scenarios when each is used. Ser is used for permanent situations, for example, what something is, and estar is used for temporary situations, for example, what something does temporarily. Let's understand it further. An example of ser can be soy de América. Soy de América, which means I am from America. This is a permanent situation, as you will always be from America since it is your place of origin. An example of estar is estoy en la oficina, which means I am at the office. This is a temporary situation, as you may be at the office currently but move to another location after some time. Let's now look at some key scenarios for using ser. Let's look at the first scenario. Ser is used to express place of origin. For example, I am from Chicago. Where are you from becomes ¿De dónde eres tú? Try that, please. ¿De dónde eres tú? Literally meaning, from where are you? In response, I am from Chicago translates to Yo soy de Chicago. Both the examples relate to the place of origin. Both soy and eres used here are forms of ser. And note that de means from. The second common usage of ser is to express occupation. For example, he is a doctor is translated as él es médico. Can you say that? Él es médico. Good. Doctor or médico is a profession, hence we use es, a form of ser. Remember that we don't need to use un before médico as it already reflects male gender. Moving on to the third scenario, ser is used to express nationality. Let's take an example. She is American will become ella es americana. Can you say that? Ella es americana. Again, since American is a nationality, we have used ser. Let us look at the fourth scenario. Ser is used to express essential characteristic. Essential characteristics are characteristics that are permanent in nature. For example, someone being intelligent or beautiful. These qualities are usually inherent and hence permanent. Let's look at an example. Martha is a pretty girl is translated as Marta es una chica guapa. Say that, please. Marta es una chica guapa, where pretty translates to guapa. Good. Remember, in Spanish, adjectives of description usually follow the noun. Hence, pretty girl becomes chica guapa, and not guapa chica. Great! Let's now look at the fifth scenario. Ser is used to express religious or political affiliations. For example, he is Catholic will be él es católico, expressing someone's religion. Moving on, the sixth situation where ser is used to express relationship between two people. For example, he is my father. He is my father becomes él es mi padre. Try saying that. Él es mi padre. Since we are talking about relations, we use es, a form of ser. Very good. In the next scenario, ser is used to express possession or ownership. It is my pen is a sentence which shows possession. It is my pen will become es mi pluma. Can you say that? Es mi pluma. Note that the pronoun it is not translated here. The eighth scenario for ser tells us that ser is used to express what something is made of. So, the sentence, it is made of wood, will become es de madera. Say that, please. Es de madera, literally meaning it is of wood. The pronoun it is omitted here. Let's look at the ninth scenario. This is something we learned in our earlier lessons. Ser is used to express time. It is 1 o'clock translates to es la una. Again, we don't translate the pronoun it in this case. In the 10th scenario for the usage of ser, it is used to express where an event is taking place. For example, the party is at my house translates to la fiesta es en mi casa. Say that, please. La fiesta es en mi casa. Even though the event may last a short while, we use ser to express where it is happening. Great! Let's review the scenarios for the usage of ser. Ser is used to express place of origin. It is used to express occupation. It is used to express nationality. It is used to express essential qualities. It is used to express religious or political affiliation. It is used to express the material something is made of. It is used to express possession. It is used to express relationship of one person to another. It is used to express the time, day, and date. And last but not least, it is used to express where an event is taking place. We are familiar with the scenarios for using ser. Now let us look at key scenarios for using estar. In the first scenario, estar is used to express geographic or temporary physical locations, or where someone is at a point in time. Let's have a look at some examples. Where are you translates to ¿Dónde estás? Can you try that yourself? It is ¿Dónde estás? This question is asking where someone is right now. Let's take the next example. I'm in the office will be Estoy en la oficina. Try that also. Estoy en la oficina. Again, this is a temporary place, hence we have used estar. Very good. Now let's look at the usage of ser to express geographic locations. For example, where is Spain? Where is Spain translates to ¿Dónde está España? Try saying that. ¿Dónde está España? In response, Spain is in Europe becomes España está en Europa. Try that once again. España está en Europa. Very good. Please note that estar is used to express geographic or physical locations and ser to express place of origin. The one exception to this rule is that ser is used to tell where an event is taking place, even if the event is a short-lived one. An example of this is, the party is at my house, which translates to, la fiesta es en mi casa. We can see the usage of ser here. Let's discuss the second scenario for the usage of estar. Estar is used to express a state or a temporary condition. Let's take an example. How are you translates to ¿Cómo estás? Try saying that. It is ¿Cómo estás? Now, how are you means to ask someone how they are at that point in time. For example, they may be fine or sick or tired. These are all temporary conditions. Let's take another example. I am fine. Again, I am fine is a temporary situation as someone may be fine at a point in time but may fall ill later. I am fine translates to estoy bien. Say that also. Estoy bien. Estoy is a form of estar. Very good. This scenario is made clear by some more examples. How is the food? Is translated as ¿Cómo está la comida? Can you say that? ¿Cómo está la comida? We use está, a form of estar, because this question refers to a temporary situation, or how the food is at a moment in time. Its response could be, the food is cold. Again, a temporary situation. The food is cold becomes la comida está fría. Try saying that. La comida está fría. Great. Let's revise the cases for the usage of estar. Estar is used to express any geographic or physical location except when referring to where an event is taking place or referring to place of origin, in which case ser is used. Estar is also used to express state or condition, for example, being sick, being lost, etc. All right, it's quiz time now. What does he is my father translate to? Does it become él es mi padre or él está mi padre? What will you fill the blank with? The correct answer is es, a form of ser. Él es mi padre. Did you get that right? Now let's look at she is at home. Will it be ella es en casa or ella está en casa? She is at home translates to ella está en casa. Está, a form of estar, is the right answer. How did you do there? How do we translate where are you from? Do we translate it as ¿de dónde estás tú? Or ¿de dónde eres tú? Or ¿dónde estás tú? What do you think the answer is? Where are you from translates to ¿de dónde eres tú? As it refers to place of origin, we use ser and not estar. Hope you got that correct. What will be the correct translation for it is 1 o'clock? Will it be es la una? Or está la una? Or está el una? The correct answer is es la una. We always use ser for telling the time. Great! Moving on, how do we say the party is at Lisa's house? Do we say la fiesta estás en la casa de Lisa? Or la fiesta está en la casa de Lisa? Or la fiesta es en la casa de Lisa? The party is at Lisa's house will become la fiesta es en la casa de Lisa. Do you remember the exception here? Although it may not refer to a permanent situation, we always use ser to tell where an event is taking place. Good. How do we translate she is a doctor? Do we translate it as ella es médica? Or as ella es una médica? Or as ella está médica? She is a doctor becomes ella es médica. Awesome. All right, it's time for the Culture Leaf of the day. Today's Culture Leaf will talk about the history of Spain. The history of Spain also involves other nations within the Iberian Peninsula, formerly known as Hispania. The Iberian Peninsula was a land populated largely by the Iberians, Basques, and Celts. After an arduous conquest, the peninsula came under the rule of Rome. During the early Middle Ages, it came under Germanic rule, and was also conquered by Moorish invaders from North Africa. In a process that took centuries, the small Christian kingdoms in the north gradually regained control of the peninsula. A global empire began which saw Spain become the strongest kingdom in Europe and the largest overseas empire for 3 centuries. The Napoleonic invasions of Spain led to chaos that left the country politically unstable. Prior to the Second World War, Spain suffered a devastating civil war. Eventually, democracy was peacefully restored in the form of a parliamentary constitutional monarchy. In 1986, Spain joined the European Union, experiencing a cultural renaissance and steady economic